I gotta do my intro for the viewers because
You want to use your sexy voice?
last time that it worked really well, where I'll basically tell them what the theory is, and it gets them hooked because they have the attention span of a goldfish. But I gotta do it in my advertiser voice, and I gotta think of the sentence.
What is up, my oozy boozies? My boozy oozy.
That's great, by the way. Anyways. Hey there, viewer. What if I told you Tessa got turned into a creepy doll robot and is going to clap Ant's cheeks on the next episode?
What?
It'll make sense later.
Okay.
Everything that I say sounds like the mad ramblings of a schizophrenic, but I can assure you it's an everyday occurrence in the Liam
Well-
Vickerverse.
I'm taking him to therapy after this.
Alright, so we are at Children of the Void, technically season 2 of Murder Mysteries.
I have so many questions looking at this picture, but I'll let you... Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to let you talk first or if I want to say the thoughts that I'm having viewing this picture.
Well, today we're gonna be talking about Tessa. And Tessa is this girl. By the way, I don't know if I ever
Well, that
explained.
answered one question.
Well, I don't know if I ever explained this to you, but the reason why the humans are seen as black is for two reasons. One, they really, really don't want to animate the humans because
Save more money.
Save more money, and it's gonna look creepy.
Yeah.
And two, it has something to do with the robots, where the robots just identify humans that way, which I'm fine. Frankly, I think.
Well, it makes sense that they would see them differently. You know what I mean?
But you know, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
At first, though, I thought that maybe the humans were actually robots, but robots trying to pretend to be humans or something. But no, that's not what it is. So, do you remember much about Tessa?
I know she's the girl in like the little spacesuit.
Okay.
They often show her, and I know she's the only like human in the show.
Officially. So Tessa.
That's about it.
The show doesn't outright give you a lot of information about Tessa. You really have to look around in the background for more information on her. We know that she was the foster mother of the three main robots of the cast. As you can see, J and V and Sin. And it's implied that she was the daughter of some Richie dudes. Probably lived on Earth. It's not official technically. I'll get more on that later. But it seems that the parents had a lot of leftover robots lying around. They had their backyard was literally a junkyard filled with dead robots. And it looks like Tessa didn't really have a lot of friends and would bring back some of those robots back to life so that she could play with them, essentially, as giant living dolls. And honestly, I can't blame her. I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be dressing them up like she did, but I would definitely be messing around with the robots. Be making my own platoon. But anyways, so yes, the entire cast is basically made out of robots that should have been disassembled, but because Tessa's parents are lazy, they just didn't really take care of that. In this world, we do find a videotape, and again, I don't know if the safety video was made before or after Tessa's shenanigans. Because again, it's in the flashback, it's kind of implied that it's important to completely disassemble broken robots, otherwise they might come back to life. They literally call them zombie drones. Maybe their program gets rebooted somehow accidentally, and they come back, and there's something about them coming back that bothers people. We now know why with Sin, where I'll get more on Sin, but basically it's a bad thing if the AI comes back. It's always a bad thing. So Tessa was doing a big no-no, intentionally or unintentional. So earlier, I said that she got turned into a creepy robot, right? Okay, so let me explain. in the.
Oh well, I had a few things I wanted to say about that picture.
Well, you can say it.
Okay. Well, for one thing, you answered who the weird shadows were, because that was going to be my first question. The other thing is, this picture, I mean, this is kind of a given, it's very obvious, but it looks very vintage, and the look, like the era I'm getting is like Victorian Southern, and I know we spoke about like the whole Southern vibe before, but it's like a Victorian Southern like mansion vibe is what I'm getting. But what's really interesting, can I use the mouse to kind of like...
Well, they're not going to see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, something that caught my eye is there's something going on over here. I don't know what it is. I know it looks like kind of a smudge, but it's just really prominent, and my eyes just go immediately to it.
Well, let me show you something. There's actually a second version of this picture.
Oh, I unlocked something in the podcast here.
Put your headphones on. There's not a lot of noise stuff, but there is this.
Okay. All right.
Did you miss me?
Right, so that was the preview for episode 5.
The picture looked the same to me, though.
Yes, but basically you were asking about what's all the weird stuff happening in the sideline. It's because of the chaos happening in the background. Also, I found it very interesting that the father is scratched off. Liam's work in the past, including Murder Drones, has a theme of bad parenting, particularly from the father's side. So interesting little detail to note. But anyways, so.
Well, what do you mean? He looks fine in that picture.
No, look at the.
Wait.
Let me show.
Oh, you're talking about in that.
Yeah, the dad is scratched off. So interesting little detail. I don't know what that could mean. I don't know if it'll become important later, but it is an interesting little detail. Because again, for example, in the show, there's a heavy rocky relationship between Uzi and her dad. Again, the constant theme. And in design, the main character also had a very rocky relationship with his dad. So I don't know if Liam is trying to cry out for help or if it's plot related. Usually it is plot related. But anyways, so again, these are very stereotypical southern rich people or whatever. Now, we see that their home is in a swamp of some sort, so I immediately think Earth. However, because that technically hasn't been official, it could be Copper 9. Because remember, Copper 9 wasn't snowy until the explosion. So, for all we know, maybe they were living at the planet, and then the Big Lebowski happened. We don't know yet. We still haven't found the mansion on Copper 9. So for now, we can just assume that it's on Earth. But anyways, so Tessa, there were only 4 robots that Tessa brought back as far as we're concerned. And like I said, it's the main cast, but the little one, the not Uzi from the future, is the one that caused all hell to break loose, allegedly. Another image where they get sort of hinted at before we met them was in this one flashback where we see a painting. And can you tell me something interesting that you notice about the painting?
What's with the shovel?
What else? What else can you see, or can you notice of it?
Well, let me just kind of use the mouse here. Okay, so yeah, so obviously, you know, I was like, what's with the shovel? Something else. So this obviously is one of the robots, right?
That's Sin.
Okay. What's with the weird glowing thing on her head?
It's not glowing. It's just the camera effect. She's
Okay.
wearing that maid outfit.
Ah, okay. Okay, gotcha. What else? There's something weird glowing here, unless that's just the
It's just the effect. So
effect. Well, don't give it away. Let me try to figure this out here.
okay.
Again, it's just kind of weird how humans are portrayed as like these dark, shadowy figures. Something strange though is that they both look taller and older than they did in the other picture. And robots don't, well, robots kind of do age, right?
They get upgraded over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let me go ahead and break the
Okay.
ice. All right. So, since this is coming from Anne's flashbacks, a lot of the things that we see can be metaphorical. They might not necessarily be literal in his memories. And in this case, I definitely think this image is very metaphorical and foreshadowing for that big episode with the big reveal of Sin being the main bad guy. Notice that, yeah, for example, Tessa, you were right in pointing out that Tessa's holding a shovel. With that, we can deduce that you know, it gives more to the credence to the whole idea that she literally dug them out and brought them back to them from the dead. The reason why I find this image very important and very important for the introduction of all of this is because there are two things to notice. One is that they are wearing similar hairstyles, and they are both back here. You can notice, and there's other images that I can show you, but both Sin and Tessa have the big bows, of the giant bows. So where am I going with that? Sin
You're
is...
gonna tell everyone to buy the big bow from Etsy.
I already did.
I know you did. I saw that post. Silly.
It's a good product.
It is.
Anyways, yes, it's bow related. Future me, put the bow commercial. Buy your bow today.
I loved by the way, he got me well, you put that in the post, but he got me a giant red bow for Christmas. He also got me this like really cute Christmas outfit that we took some nice Christmas pictures in it. You know, all three of us, me, him, and the baby. But I really like that bow. It looks super nice, super big, and it's kind of like sometimes I will accidentally whack stuff with it if I'm wearing it, but I like it. It's a super big red bow, and I really like the outfit too that you got me too.
Anyways,
with it,
you
really cute Christmas outfit.
You can't tell with Tessa right now, but Tessa has the same long strings of hair that you see here in the sides. So what am I going with? Sin is copying Tessa's look. Either Tessa did it to her intentionally, or she's copying the master. Okay, and in fiction, you already know.
What if it's because Tessa is training her to be her replacement?
We'll get more on that. We'll get more on that. But my point is, they both look similar. And another thing, who's sitting down? Who's standing up?
That is weird. Robots don't need to sit.
Well, here's what I immediately thought. In this picture, you would normally think that the human is the one that would sit.
Mm-hmm.
I find it...
But this is like, the way that they're posed, it's more like a mother-daughter thing.
Not even that. I feel that it's showing more of a master-servant relationship. And the one sitting down is the master. That's what I feel, because that's what's revealed later on in the episode, that Sin is the big evil AI thing, and that she's really been in charge. And let me show you this one scene. Just to give you an idea of what their relationship must have been like. Where did I put it? Is it this one? Hope it's not that one. Yeah, it's this one. Alright. Put the headphones on. Let me know if it's too loud.
You will not have to discard your pets, and I will not discard you. Best stay away from the gala, though. You seem squeamish.
I didn't know I was recording. Do you guys see me? But, yeah, it's you guys. Hang on, let me skip to a different part.
Sorry, Mother.
Locking her up?
Oh, who'd you bring with
I'm just recording some
you?
Seems Jay forgot to let me out of my basement timeout again.
Yet, here you are.
Annoyed expression.
You guys are locking her up?
And
Tessa James Elliott. We will not entertain your dumpster pets.
yes, Mother. Sorry, Mother.
Oh, Christ almighty! I said this one out of my sight! Oh, I still can't follow simple orders.
No, please,
Swamp! Dumping your broken drones clogging our library tomorrow too. Don't test me.
They are not broken. We can no longer be thrown out.
Did that little antichrist...
I told her to say that and brought her here. I just hate orders. And your fans dumb?
Anyways, so this was actually.
Why would he try to cover for her?
He's too nice. Anyways,
Yeah,
that
'cause now he's gonna get his.
that was
looks.
before. I actually skipped around, but this scene was before this scene. Again, let me replay this scene one more time because it's very important. Pay attention to what Sin tells her.
You will not have to discard your pets, and I will not discard you.
You will not have to discard of your pets, and I won't discard of you. So, she is thankful that she brought them back, but she does not see Tessa as her master. She sees Tessa as her own plaything, as Tessa sees the robots as her plaything. And that has been a quote, a threat, a promise that has stayed in the back of my mind for a very long time. Because again, throughout the whole show, we know almost for a fact at this point that all of humanity is gone. So the question remains, what happened to Tessa? Obviously in the show we have the astronaut lady claiming to be Tessa, trying to help the robots go on deep underground to the cathedral to find some kind of lab or whatever. So one of the things that I've heard a few people talk about is that the astronaut girl is not Tessa. Because there's these weird scenes throughout the show where we never see her face. The astronaut suit is pitch black inside, and there's a lot of close-ups where for example Uzi will be looking straight at Tessa, and you're seeing Tessa's helmet, and you keep seeing Uzi's eyes reflected in the helmet, or Anne's eyes reflected in the helmet, and it seems very intentional almost like the show's trying to tell you, hey, the person in here, inside this suit, is not human. You know, kind of vibe. But then, so a lot of people, you know, think that maybe it's that the astronaut is actually Sin in some kind of disguise, you know, doing some kind of fleshy puppeteering kind of thing or whatever. Because remember, Sin is always walking around like she herself is a puppet. This one scene, in that same scene where they're freaking out because she's like, yeah, to make sure not to go to the gala, you seem squeamish, we see one of the Barbie dolls that Sin was playing with has these metal upgrades, and it's walking around, it's moving around or whatever. And this is foreshadowing for what I want to talk about, because we know that the Absolute Solver monster that they fight in the show can interact with biological matter. And let me look for it. Where is it? Pressing the wrong episode. Please stand by. Here we go. So in episode 2, there's a little hand walking around that's attacking the guys, and it's a human hand. And it's the episode when Jay's body comes back to life and it's eating robots. Okay, you see the hand here? Just showing you more pictures of it. I think, where is it? I have a video of it. Yeah, here's the video. Basically,
And anyway, so whatever. So
it's,
lame.
What's with the voice,
What are you
Jay?
doing? It's like, yeah, we're just
Jay's
trying to
not
fix our
here.
host
We are
that's
trying to repair
break.
that host.
And it's gathering, it's killing all the robots throughout the bunker to try to rebuild Jay, who
He's
was
not
killed in
here.
the first
We are-
episode. And the weird thing is, at this point in the episode, this thing has already killed and eaten so many robots. And it's still not enough. You know, it still needs more. Oh, hang on. Hidden Soccer. Right. So it's eating all these robots, and the thing is, the hand is attached to it. The hand is a little thing that it's using to catch other robots and eat them up or whatever to make this giant robot centipede. But turning into the giant centipede thing is not the prime directive. It's to finish making Jay. And so it's like, well, I mean, how many parts does it take to make it? Because this thing is ginormous. It's bigger than Jay. It's 100 times bigger than Jay. So it's either lying about fixing her, or it's missing an important ingredient, one that you can't get from robots. I think the disassembly drones are made with people as well, with human parts, and that's what it was looking for. We know in that same episode, it was eating. It looks like it might have been eating or looking for fresh bodies from the cryosleep chambers inside the bunker, where all the dead skeletons are at. And again, the show never puts attention to this. We don't know why there's a cryosleep chamber with a bunch of dead humans, but it's safe to say that that hand came from here. It found a human, a somewhat functioning body, and it ate it up. Or for all we know, all these skeletons are just, they were stripped from their meat by the thing to try to make a proper robot. Deepest lore Hanebone. So anyways, so what does this tell us? This tells us that this thing knows how to use human tissue. It knows how to make robots into people and people into robots and vice versa, and do whatever. Okay? So why is that important? Because in the Cabin Fever episode, let's see, where is it? In the Cabin Fever episode, we see this spooky son of a gun. You remember me ranting about the eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you the full clip. Here, put the headphones on again. Okay, never mind. I'm playing this all in slow motion. Anne is looking for Uzi. He doesn't know what's going on. We see a humanoid hand right here in the edge, watching him, and move away. Later on, the hand's gonna put something there. And then Anne starts messing around with the buttons just to see if we can find anything useful. And right here, when everything starts glitching and going haywire, we see the blink. There was another robot with him. And the show wants us to think that it might have been Doll, but I don't think it was Doll. I think, you know what? I forgot to include this picture. I'm gonna have to edit it in. When Tessa arrives to the planet, she arrives in 3 pods. One of the pods has Jay, one of them has Tessa, or as we'll call her, fake Tessa, and the other one, we don't know what's in it. Only a teddy bear comes out of it. And we see Tessa walking away with Jay, holding a big pink briefcase. And we never see the briefcase again in any of the other episodes. Every other time that we've seen Tessa and Jay, there is no pink briefcase. So my theory is that the eyes that we saw is actually the real Tessa that has been turned into... silly bones, you're falling asleep.
I need some coffee.
We're gonna have to continue this later.